brings all the boys to the yard and they're like, I'm back with an 808 'cause I'm bossy.
I got home and there was a foreclosure notice on my door. Now, if we were to look at the timeline, I haven't worked, I don't have any money, I would hold nothing back today. I get $8,000 a month. It doesn't really cover everything. Here's the issue, okay? This is really not about Beyonce or anything else for that. The reality is, okay, and I said what I said, so still all facts, okay? But the reality is that this is more about the fact that there's a lot of hypocrisy and there's a lot of nonsense. So we've got Pharrell, who did an interview, I think last year, talking about artists' rights and how people should be able to rework their deals and artists should be getting credit for what they've done and all this stuff. Where in reality, when I was signed to him, I had the same manager that he had, and he has writing credits on my records, okay? All my singles, coincidentally. And he never wrote a song, a lyric a day in his life, okay? And so, yeah, that's a problem. Number two, we've got Beyonce, who, like I said, out of human decency and artistry and female, just all of the stuff she sings about, all this empowerment and stuff, I don't talk about it, I am about it, okay? So the reality is, all of this female empowerment stuff, it only counts if you really do it.
Once upon a time, Kelis's milkshake was the ultimate yard magnet, luring in all the boys who agreed it's better than yours. And oh, how right they were. Kelis's hit single Milkshake still has us grooving over 2 decades later. But what happened to Kelis after the boys left the yard? Where did she disappear to? Well, hold on to your hats because Kelis has been cooking up a storm in more ways than one.
You want to talk about Pharrell time? Oh, 'cause I'm happy. I'd be happy too if I was stealing all kinds of folks' publishing and rights to songs and all kinds of stuff. I actually really wouldn't be happy because it's evil.
Kelis has bravely opened up about the abuse she faced in her high-profile relationship. We're talking physical and emotional abuse.
He was drunk and he would black out and he was angry and he was mad and he would be mad about things that didn't make any sense. He would be mad about who I was going to go talk to.
Can you believe it? Despite the fame and success, she's been through some tough times. So in this video, we're delving deep into the untold truth about Kelis's life after Milkshake. And trust us, there's a lot more simmering beneath the surface than meets the eye. Born and bred in the bustling streets of New York City, Kelis's upbringing in Harlem, alongside her 3 sisters, laid the groundwork for her musical prowess. Did you know her distinctive name is a beautiful fusion of her parents' names, Kenneth and Evelyn? Now you do. For Kelis, music was more than a hobby. It was ingrained in her DNA, thanks to her father's jazz roots, setting the stage for her extraordinary journey. Her musical journey started quite early, from harmonizing in church choirs to mastering instruments like the violin, piano, and saxophone. Her talent was undeniable, and her time at the renowned Fiorello H. LaGuardia High School of Music and Art and Performing Arts only fueled her passion further.
I grew up in church and I used to sing in the choir and I've always sang in church.
She co-founded the R&B trio, Blue, Black Ladies United. Since bursting onto the scene with her debut album Kaleidoscope in 1999, she's been a consistent force in the industry. While she may not always be in the spotlight, her influence resonates through the industry, whether through her boundary-pushing music or her ventures beyond the studio.
Well, no one made me so angry, but I was 17, and I just felt like, so many love songs. There's also the other side.
So that wasn't directed at nobody in particular?
No. At the time, no. But the part is right now. I think that's the important part. Right now. You ever feel like that? Like, you're cool and everything, but right now,
absolutely.
I just can't take you right now. That was one of those.
In the cutthroat music biz, Kelis's story stands out like a sore thumb, and it's got some surprising villains. Her supposed friends, Pharrell and Hugo, a.k.a. the Neptunes.
The beauty of it is that the 3 of us work really well together, so there are no rules and there are no guidelines, and there is no format. It's really just like whatever it is. The most concrete thing I can tell you is that we work on each song about a day and a half. And that's it. It's always just me and the Neptunes, because the new album is just me and the Neptunes too. Everybody that's guested, that appears on it is pretty much as a feature. The Neptunes produced the whole thing. And between myself and Pharrell, we wrote the whole thing.
Kelis spilled the beans, claiming they promised her an equal cut, a solid 33-33-33-33 split. But guess what? She ended up with zilch, nada, zero. According to her, she was duped, hoodwinked, and flat out lied to by the Neptunes, their crew, and their legal team. Despite belting out hits on her first 2 albums produced by them, Kelis says she didn't see a penny from their sales. And the kicker? She didn't even realize it until she counted her tour earnings. Ouch! But there's more drama, her rocky relationship with her ex-hubby Nas. She finally let the cat out of the bag years later, revealing she endured physical abuse from him, even while she was pregnant with their child.
He was drunk and he would black out, and he would be mad about if we were at an after party for the Grammys or MTV or whatever, if like Jay said hi or freaking like, it's just, I'm like, I can't keep up with all of these things. Like, these are not my battles. These are your I don't even care about these people. I don't care. If someone says hi, I'm like, what up? I don't give a damn. I don't like any of them anyway. Like, really, like, you know what I mean? Like, not even personally, I just don't care. But yet, he cares so much that, like, it caused a lot of conflict. And then you're out and we're dressed up. I mean, I have the craziest stories. It's ridiculous.
Nas is singing a different tune, though, vehemently denying her claims.
She came at me like that. The way it came out in public was like that. It just went wrong in a lot of areas, man. It's just what it is. It's life. I love it. You know what I'm saying? I still will marry again. I still, you know, if I get hit by that love, it's just life. You live and learn and you grow. She's an amazing woman, and you know, that's the mother of my child, and she's great, and everything is good. You know, this is just the way I'm expressing myself.
Let's back up a bit and give you the full love story. Kelis and Nas' whirlwind romance kicked off at a Sean Combs MTV Video Music Awards afterparty in September 2002, where Kelis, barely out of her teens, made the bold first move. Nas, playing it coy, acted like he didn't know her, but the chemistry was undeniable. Fast forward to 2004, and Nas popped the question, sealing their love story with a ring.
There was a rumor I went to Africa. I did. It was for a birthday. It was for my birthday, but we didn't get married there. And been engaged for a while, and you know, we were planning, and it's hard to plan when her record was out and my record being out. But now we had some time, you know, being out at the end of the year. We took some time and made it happen right around New Year's.
Tying the knot in 2005, they seemed like the ultimate music power couple. But behind the scenes, it was anything but a fairy tale. Rumors of infidelity swirled around them, and to add some extra drama to the mix, there was even a spicy little sex tape involving Kelis and rapper Infrared that dropped like a bombshell in March 2009. But Kelis finally said bye-bye to the madness for two big reasons. First, seeing the aftermath of Rihanna's run-in with Chris Brown in 2009 slapped some sense into her. And second, when she found out she was pregnant, she knew she couldn't raise a mini-me in such a toxic mess. So she decided to throw in the towel, put her safety and her baby first, and say peace out to the chaos.
You know, when I was, like I said, I was pregnant, I had Knight when I was in New York. Knight was born in July. So I was in New York because I'm from New York. My parents were there. I was there for the summer. Come October, I was like, okay, like I want to go home. I'm going to take my baby home and we're going to go back to LA and like, you know, start this life. I got home and there was a foreclosure notice on my door. Now, if we were to look at the timeline, I went to culinary school in all of 2008. Then I got pregnant, so I hadn't worked, I hadn't done anything. And you know, the difference with Nas and I was, Nas has always been bigger, he's always sold more records, and that's fine, that was great. But it wasn't always, and I don't know if people realize it, but there's cash poor and there's cash rich, right? And it's like you might have less cash, but you actually have it. So like, I toured. I always toured. There was years where like me and Macy Gray were the only black artists in Europe. There were none other. Like it was me and her. We'd be like, hey girl, like, you know, I'm just like so glad to see you. Like there were 0 black artists on tour, okay? So I would come home with cash. And so granted, yes, he's a bigger artist, he sold more records, that was fine. But I always had cash. So for all of our properties and stuff, I would always put the money down and then he would pay the mortgage. That was our agreement. So after all this time, I was in culinary school, so I wasn't touring, which was 5 days a week, 7 hours a day. I wasn't prepared for any of this, you know, and it didn't even occur to me that he would stop paying, or that he had stopped paying the mortgage, because I had been in New York well before even I had the baby. So I wanted to be near my mom and all that stuff. So when I got home and saw that foreclosure notice on...
So you didn't even know?
I had no idea. And he didn't give a damn.
And you were pregnant?
Like 2-3-month-old baby.
And so you didn't even know that the house was foreclosed on?
No, I had no idea. I called him and I'm like, yo, there's a foreclosure notice on our door, like what's up? And his response, which has been very consistent ever since then, was go yourself.
Wait, did he say the words go yourself?
Yes, and it's happened many times since then. So for me, you know, Knight was a few months old. That started a whole, like that then continued on. So I was a single mom. I was terrified. I had never done this before. This was not my plan. Him and I had been together for years. So I was pissed off that, like, nigga, you waited all this time for me to get pregnant to act. I can't take it. Like, this is too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got together when I was 22. By the time I had Knight at 29. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a long time.
It's a long time, yeah.
So we waited, like, you know what I mean? So I just was like, you are acting a fool, and this is not a good time. And I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to be doing right now. I haven't worked. I don't have any money because it was in our house, and this is terrifying. Like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to do. So I had to put out flush tone, and I ended up, you know, you see that those little feet on my back. That was literally like, I was in the worst time of my life. It was hard, and I had to like pull it together because it was me and this baby, and there was no, like, that's why and I went back there to even just to point to the fact that, like, I needed help, I wanted help, I asked for help. There was no help. So when you dip in and you want to come around, that's fine. But you haven't been a parent and you haven't been around for a very long time. So to show up now, yes, I'm angry. And, you know, he makes it like a mocking me, like, oh, you're so mad. Yeah, I am. And I didn't want people to know that I was mad, because as soon as you're an angry black woman, then you're an angry black woman, and then that's forever. But you know what? I am black and I am furious. And I am not sorry. I'm not sorry for that, because I literally, like I said, I have never been perfect, but I am a damn good mom.
Kelis finally filed for divorce on April 30th, 2009, just 7 months into her pregnancy with her son, Knight. Despite the legal drama, Knight made a grand entrance into the world in July 2009, overshadowed only by the staggering child support NAS was ordered to pay. $51,000 a month, a hefty increase from the initial $40,000.
I would love to be getting all that money. That would be wonderful. Even a fraction of it, that'd be fantastic. Who wouldn't want it? I mean, you know, he sat in the deposition, sworn in. This man, it's comical because it's that ridiculous. Said, I don't know what bank I'm with. I don't know who does my banking. I don't know where my checks come from, and I don't know how much is in there. That's funny because you've been talking about how much is in there for quite some time now. So here's the thing, you have a child, and I do everything. You found out where he went to school 2 months ago, not because it was a secret, because you didn't ask, and because you don't take him to school, and you do not pick him up, and you don't go to dentist appointments, or doctors, or jujitsu, or music, or art, or anything else that a parent does. You have no idea, but yet you want all the glamorous parts. You want to put a chain on him because you think he's your mini-me. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't actually want to do what parents really do. So you don't want to give, and the funny thing is, here's what's really funny, and like I said, I would hold nothing back today. I get $8,000 a month. It doesn't really cover everything, but I have never, ever, ever asked that man for a penny. If the $8,000 comes, thank you. If it doesn't, we'll be fine. I make my own money. I do very well. I'm very blessed. But it is my money, and I work very hard for my money.
As the legal battles raged on, Kelis bravely spoke out about the darker side of their relationship, revealing instances of alcohol abuse and disturbing episodes of mental and physical abuse.
A really dear friend of mine is going through a very similar situation, and she sent me this thing, and she was like, look up narcissist. And I was like, do they know him? I was like, oh my God, that is who I married. I mean, word for word, like, it's terrifying. And it's because they have no empathy.
Reflecting on her past, Kelis admitted to being young and naive, believing that love would conquer all. However, she soon learned that love alone couldn't withstand the challenges they faced. But hold up, NAS wasn't having any of it. He played the denial card like a pro, swearing up and down that he was innocent of any physical abuse. He also stated that Kelis was physically violent towards him during their time together. Oh, and let's not forget, he said that Kelis was just attempting to slander him in the time of a custody battle. Drama, drama, drama. Anyways, Kelis found a new chapter of love when she tied the knot with photographer Mike Mora in 2014. Their family grew with the arrival of 2 kids, Shepherd and Galilee, and they settled into a peaceful life on a farm near Los Angeles.
My husband, I'm so blessed. We raised these kids, you know, and like, this man is up at 6 o'clock in the morning. He's making breakfast. He's making sure we're hustling to get to school on time, like taught Knight to swim and he goes to motocross and like all like he's a dad, and it's not because he's trying to replace anyone. It's because he's the only one here. My son calls my husband Papa. You know, like that is what he decided to call him. And he asked me if it was okay, and I was like, well, yeah, ask him. Nas, with all his ego and all his stuff, he has never flinched because deep down he knows I didn't do that.
But tragedy struck when Mike was diagnosed with stage 4 stomach cancer, and sadly, he passed away just 6 months after revealing his diagnosis. Lately, there's been talk of Kelis forming a bond with actor Bill Murray, despite their huge 30-year age gap. Reports suggested they've been spending time together and growing closer since they first met in the U.S.
The singer shared a look at her Greece vacay on Instagram, soaking up the sun and getting family time in with 2 of her kids.
Get set, go. So cute.
Who's not seen? The 73-year-old comedian. But just a week ago, the internet went wild after this photo hit the gram, posted by Children of Zeus, a hip-hop group from England.
Their connection seemed to be deepened by their shared experiences of loss, with Kelis losing her husband in March of the previous year and Bill's estranged wife passing away in 2021. Now, let's leave love and face pure drama. Shout out to Cowboy Carter, but y'all remember Beyonce's Renaissance album, right? Some artists featured on the album, like Robin S., were over the moon with joy, soaking in the recognition as their tracks were sampled on the album. But not everyone was popping champagne. Kelis, for one, made her displeasure loud and clear, airing her grievances about the 2003 smash hit Milkshake being sampled in the track Energy.
None of that mean B-N-I-G.
The drama unfolded on July 25th when a Kelis fan account on Instagram dropped a hint about Beyonce's Kelis sample, accidentally tipping off Kelis herself. The R&B diva wasted no time in firing back, expressing her shock and frustration.
This just might be the fuel that I needed to actually do it, because honestly, I try to keep to myself and stay out of the drama, but if it keeps coming to me, what else am I gonna do? I was thrown in this. This is not like I looked for it. I was actually, last night, I was posting on my Bounty and Full page, just doing my own thing. And then I saw one of my fan pages and someone was like, oh, that's a collaboration. Collaboration between B and Kelis. No, it's not a collaboration. It's called thievery, because the collaboration, the definition of collaboration, it means that we are working together. There's no working together if you are not even checking to see if everything's cool.
In a series of Instagram posts, she got chatting with her followers, sharing her take.
The reality is, okay, is that my real beef is not only with Beyonce, because at the end of the day, she sampled a record, she's copied me before, she's done it before, so have many other artists. It's fine. I don't care about that. The issue is that not only are we female artists, okay, black female artists in an industry that there's not that many of us, right? We've met each other, we know each other, we have mutual friends. It's not hard, she can contact, right? She's one issue because it was stupid and disrespectful and she should have at least reached out. I was not thinking about her or no one else, not even on no shade, just not thinking about living my greatest, best life, as I always do. So it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the fact that from one artist to another, you should have the decency and the common sense and the courtesy to call, reach out, a manager, an agent, anybody, just to be like, yo, heads up, this is what we're thinking, this is what we're doing, even if you're gonna do it anyway.
She also put Pharrell Williams and Chad Hugo on blast for failing to give her a heads up about the sample. In her scathing statements, Kelis didn't mince words, labeling Williams as vindictive and accusing him of pulling such stunts to spite her.
Pharrell knows better. This is a direct hit at me. He does this stuff all the time. It's very petty. And the reality is that it's frustrating. I have the right to be frustrated. Why? Because no one had the human decency to call and be like, yo, hey, would like to use your record. Which, by the way, the reason I'm annoyed is because I know it was on purpose. This is not like they were in the studio and it's no, this was an on purpose direct hit, which is very passive aggressive. It's very petty. It's very stupid. And I'm going to say what I have to say. I don't mince my words.
The social media buzz got Kelis fired up to spill even more gossip about the ongoing beef with both Pharrell and Chad. She made it super clear that her frustration goes way back, tied up in problems that have been going on forever. As we mentioned earlier, Pharrell Williams is Kelis's old buddy from back in the day. According to her, he's intentionally singling her out with these sneaky moves. She didn't beat around the bush, painting Pharrell as someone who knows exactly what he's doing and keeps doing it like it's some kind of twisted game. From their days working together on her iconic album Tasty to now, Kelis isn't letting Pharrell off the hook, calling out his petty, downright mean behavior for everyone to see. Even though Pharrell Williams hasn't said anything publicly since the drama started, the singer remembered their last run-in at an industry event within the last 10 years. Pharrell was up on stage performing, and he gave her a nod of acknowledgement while she was in the audience. I was like, I'm not gonna shout back. You took all my publishing, so I just nodded back, and everyone think everything's peachy? Like, whatever, she spilled. Beyonce eventually responded to all this drama, but not with a video like Kelis. Instead, she made moves by removing the lyrics from her song. Rolling Stone spilled the beans on August 2nd that the la 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 vocals at the end of the track were cut from Apple Music and Tidal. Also, the song doesn't credit Pharrell Williams and Chad Hugo on her website anymore. The borrowed part has also vanished from the song's YouTube lyric video, though it's still in some streaming versions. Kelis is also really not all about the music anymore. She has moved on to a more enjoyable path for her, cooking.
My favorite dish was the crab bean pumpkin. I know that sounds crazy because it was crazy. It was crazy good.
Kelis isn't just known for her catchy tunes about milkshakes anymore. She's now a culinary wizard with skills that go way beyond baking.
You know, there's people who can cook and there's people who can just thrill you with food. And that's what she did to all of us.
Taking a break from the music scene, she swapped her microphone for a spatula and dove into the world of cooking. In fact, she even went to culinary school at the prestigious Le Cordon Bleu. In 2015, Kelis invited us all to join her on a gastronomic adventure with her cookbook, My Life on a Plate, Recipes from Around the World. This tasty time is a reflection of her journey through different flavors and cultures, blending her roles as a chef, artist, mom, and partner. And as for whether the cookbook spills the beans on her famous milkshake recipe, well, that's a tantalizing mystery you'll have to uncover for yourself. And let's not forget about her TV show. In 2014, Kelis brought her own kitchen magic to the small screen with Saucy and Sweet on the Cooking Channel. It was a delicious mix of cooking and reality TV, giving fans an inside peek into her life while she whipped up mouthwatering recipes.
The cornbread.
Cornbread. That's right.
What is this? It was crack. It was crack.
Kelis has also expanded her creative empire to include a mouthwatering lineup of barbecue sauces called Bounty and Full. She personally handpicks the finest ingredients for her sauces, and each sauce boasts a unique flavor born from her passion for cooking. Now 45 years old, Kelis has built a net worth of an estimated $4 million, according to Celebrity Net Worth. While the exact earnings from her music career, including the timeless popularity of Milkshake since its 2003 release, remain a mystery, her culinary career continues to contribute to her ongoing success. With her knack for creativity in both the music and culinary worlds, Kelis is proving that she's the ultimate multi-talented sensation.